What is up, yo? So yesterday we talked about the collusion between the UAE and the Trump regime. In specific, the Trump Tower meeting that Eric Prince, the brother-in-law of the brother of Education Secretary Betsy DeVos, and the brother-in-law of Orlando Magic owner Richard DeVos, had with Donald Trump Jr. Now, Eric Prince is an important name to remember because he's a military contractor from the infamous military contracting agency called Blackwater, which is partly responsible for war crimes, and after the Bush regime ended, changed its name to Tiger Swan, and then it assaulted people in North Dakota who were water protectors, and were protesting the Dakota Access Pipeline. Now keep your eye on Eric Prince because he might be guilty of perjury. Jeremy Scahill from The Intercept did an article that suggested that basically Eric Prince was guilty of perjury and collusion, and that Prince, who's based in Abu Dhabi in the UAE, was basically pandering to the anti-Iran and anti-Shia sentiments of the Trump administration, the Emirati government, the Israeli government, and the Saudi government, as well as, to a lesser extent, Bahrain. And it has to do with Iran, what perceived Iranian influence in Yemen. Now, anyone that's knows anything about Yemen is that Yemen is part Sunni, part Shia, and they're afraid that Iran is. Prince and Trump are afraid that Iran is influencing the Shia Houthis from northern Yemen. And by the way, they're doing an illegal warfare tactic called siege warfare in Yemen as we speak. But what they're doing is essentially trying to gang up on Yemen and Iran. Syria. So Syria is a similar situation. The leadership in Syria is predominantly Shia, and they're allied with Iran. And who are Iran's biggest rivals? Israel, Saudi Arabia, and the UAE. So that also has something to do with it, right? With the meeting. That also has a lot to do with the meeting at Trump Tower in what's it called? In 2015, I believe it was. So another player is this guy named George Nader. He's a Lebanese-American business person who has done a lot of wheeling and dealing with the government of the UAE. And the guy's a convicted pedophile in Poland and faces allegations of pedophilia in the United States. And basically, the guy is really sleazy. And he was at the meeting with Prince, Eric Prince, as well as oligarchs from Cyprus, Russia, and the UAE in the Seychelles. Now, what the hell was he doing in the Seychelles? It's an island in the Indian Ocean. I mean, it's a beautiful place, right? And you'd go there for tourism. Well, a lot of sketchy people go there for offshore money, investment type stuff, and yeah, that's basically the gist of it. So, in essence, the DeVos family, who donates to Trump, and the Prince family, right, including Eric Prince, his mom Elsa Prince, and his sister Betsy DeVos, and his brother-in-law Dick DeVos, they're all involved somehow. And I still have a theory that Mike Pence is involved because he's a massive Zionist and Israel was involved. This guy named Joel Zamel, who's a propagandist for the Israeli government, was somehow involved. So keep your eyes and ears open for those names. And yeah, so basically listen out for those names and we'll see what happens with the investigation. Hopefully they have evidence. I hope there's enough evidence to get King Louis 45 and fertility freak Mike out of power and into jail. And I'd also like to see Prince and DeVos, both the DeVos's, as well as Eric Prince and Elsa Prince, get locked up for life. That would be a great win for humanity, and that would be something to celebrate over. And this might actually trigger action, real international action against Israel, the UAE, and Saudi Arabia, as well as Bahrain, all of whom are committing war crimes against both Syria and Yemen. So that is another side to the story. And the U.S. too. It might trigger war crime charges against the U.S., like I said in my video yesterday. So that is all for now. I might have a video later today, so please keep tuned, and we out here.